Hello in TV land, it's your boy Freelancer Joe, ready to once again get cracking. By the way, this wasn't for me representing Black Panther and Wakanda forever. This was a shout out to the true OG Don Kanonji. I expect that the Venn diagram of those who understood that reference, as well as understand what I'm actually doing, actually it might be bigger than I would think, but it's still probably very, very, very small. So I hope you're all doing fine on this wonderful Wednesday. I say wonderful. Oh, but man, I'm feeling exhausted. Midweek, it's another hot day. Ugh. Oh, well, Wednesday for me, whenever it is you decide to watch this. If you decide to watch this, I hope you've decided to watch this, which you wouldn't hear me say unless you were watching it. So, I guess I'm being, not very economical with my words. Now let's go ahead and dive right into things. So the first step would be for me to go ahead and minimize this and shrink me down. So where I left off yesterday was that I had wired up the contact form, and I had said that I was probably going to clean up the format. Did I say I was going to do that on camera? No, I did not say I was going to do that on camera. But I did it off camera anyway. I switched the order around, cleaned up the format, so that's all looking pretty nice. Changed up the verbiage a bit, which I think is pretty clear. So if you want to hire me, you can contact me using the form or at the social media links at the bottom of the page. Or should a client wish to use an intermediary, they can use these sites on which I have accounts, which I have not accessed in a while. But anyway, so what does that leave today? Well, according to my notes, I've decided that I'm going to go with an error form. Now, I'm sure the more professional software IT types, if they were watching, would say, well, Joe, Freelancer Joe, why aren't you just using an issue tracking software? And that's a very good point. Part of it is because I'm lazy. The other part of it is because, well, it's just me. If I'm the only one doing the work, then if I can write it down in software tracking, issue tracking software, then I could write it down in a freaking notepad. So why bother going through all that hassle? And let's see, error form, error form, error form. All right. So we're going to be adding a new component, so we might as well just go ahead and shut down Webpack for now. I really should test to see if it actually does or doesn't pick up new files added. Anyway, so we're at the Material UI website. Let's take a look at demos, and this is going to be a dialog. Yep. Let's double check, see if there's, I don't think there is an actual honest to goodness error form. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it's a dialog, right? Alert. That sounds about right. Open alert dialog. Bada boom. Maybe it's form responsive. We'll go with. Okay, yeah. I guess I would consider it an alert. So let's go ahead and take a look at the code. Extend React component, blah de blah de blah de blah de blah. It's cap and cut and paste. And again, I'm sure those among the more erudite of the software professionals mock me for all of my cut and pasting. Yes. To which I say, yeah, you're probably right. But to which I also say, yeah, whatever. Alright. I did paste, right? Yes, I did paste. So let's take a look at something else. Because the simple the examples they have on the demo page, while good and nice, don't entirely consistently work with what I'm doing. So I want the prop types because we're going to be injecting properties. We're going to need to connect because we need to connect to Redux, and log because I like logging. Slider, don't need slider. Movie styles, for consistency's sake, yeah. Components, I don't believe I'll need components. We'll need a style definition though. Go ahead and include that. We'll include my comments for now. This is the part where it feels more like art than just technical work. This component renders the an alert dialog presentation component. Really, I'm going to be using it for errors, but hey. So, extends the React component. Oh, that's neat. Kind of surprised that works. Alright, well, whatever. Good on them. So, the sample dialog, it uses the dialog itself to maintain the state of whether or not it's open. Which is nice and all, but if you remember, in my actions, I'm storing whether or not to display the alert, excuse me, in the application state itself. So, no need for that. Handle. Ooh, we don't need open. We just need close. Actually, you know what? I'm going to double check that. Do I close? Do I have a close action too? Yeah, action types. Or close error. Okay, yeah, no, so I do have a hide error. So, when the error... Why are you dragging like that? I'm going to go ahead and keep that here. So, I'm not going to bother keeping track of state, or going to use that for state because I'm just going to dispatch an action, the action to say close it. But the syntax is not going to work. I've tried it before, it doesn't work, and the esoteric nature of that stupid arrow function, which I know a lot more people are, it's better. I saw an article about that, why it was better, but I could care less. I was like, oh, it's easier on the computer. I was like, brah, you know what? You know what, brah? Seriously, brah? My time is more expensive than the computers. Is it? Well, right now, no, because I'm not getting paid for this, but, I mean, I'd rather do other things, to be honest, than trying to figure out what works with this particular version and why, and whether or not it's supported by X number of browsers and blah, 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 blah. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the dispatch action, which I know I do that in Hire Me. No, I do that in contact form. Alright, there we go. I'm going to need a constant for the action types. You know what, maybe... Yeah. Is that where constants go? Where do constants go? Constants go underneath icons, which I don't have any of. We're going to go with action types. I'm hoping that path is the same. Double check. I do know that my view container, I want to say, uses actions. And I was wrong. The root container. I was wrong. My, that's embarrassing, isn't it? Contact paper. No, it probably doesn't. Alright. You know, okay. My memory is failing. Oh, did I include the wrong thing? I feel like I included the wrong thing. Let's take a look at this again. Managers. Managers' internal actions as opposed to count. Okay. Alright, yeah. Keys and actions. I got mixed up on that. Gomenasai. Managers. No. Actual action. This bad boy right here, and we're going to hide the error. So that's what we want. Hide error. Right. Okay, and that'll be for closing the dialog. I'll just call this function this. I haven't defined the function yet. Request close dialog. And you know what? Since I bound this, let's go ahead and add in a debug message just in case something goes wrong. Because we are talking about Freelancer Joe, of course, so naturally things gonna go wrong eventually. Alright, so this one, render method. Okay. Go ahead and copy that content. You know what? We'll go ahead and do the debugs too. It's easier to keep track of. Yada 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 yada. Don't need that. Return is fine. Okay, we don't need this button. This is what the demo uses to. That's what the demo uses to. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Why is it lagging? This. That's what the demo uses to open the window dialog. And I'm gonna just pull it from the properties. Open. On close. Wow, something's running in the background that is dogging my box. I honestly forget if this thing actually does get an event or not. Documentation is not that great. Yeah, apparently not. Okay. I seem to remember something about ghost clicks and having to capture things. Oh, which reminds me. So I'm using Material UI 1.5, and I saw it was up to 3.0. You know what? I'm gonna yeah, definitely something is dogging my box. But if I remember correctly, when I was playing around with my template thing, there's still some issues going on with that. Alright. So I'm not going to do that update just yet. So we've got the dialog. close, label, dialog alert, it's fine. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder why they wrap it in that. That seems a bit unnecessary, really. Replace this. Error. That's fine. Dialog content, another ID. Alright, so this is where I'm going to actually display the errors. Error message. But for now, let's see, button on click. Probably have to center that. Okay. Primary, autofocus. Yep. Those are solid. This on click is going to have to change to this. Feels weird that we got to use it twice, but I guess the idea is if you have other buttons. So that's that. Alright, let's finish my cut and paste routine first. Content paper. So now I'm going to define the properties. Yada 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 da da. This is alert dialog. That's the style hoodoo that you do, that I do. And we'll go ahead and, I'm going to rename that to on request close. On request close. This is close prop types func. Alright, and these two are very important. So this, the first one, is the one that pulls from the application state and puts it on the properties of the component. And close the reducer. Let's take a look at the reducer. Reducer. Now there's a debate about whether or not I should even bother wiring this thing up into Redux entirely, or I could just pass in the values from the thing that will contain it, but yeah. Oh, I called it open, didn't I? Yeah, this dot props dot open. Okay. You don't want to call it visible. Prop types dot bool and message prop types dot string text. I always get those mixed up. Okay, and visible is going to equal state dot, what does it put this in? I'm going to say error or errors? Error. Okay. State error dot visible, and the message gonna be state error dot message. That's fine. And now I need to define the function that will be invoked to actually send the thing off. Which no, not in there. View container. No, yeah, view container. Come on, I know I saw it. There we go. Yeah. So on request dialog. Don't need the key because there's no parameters for it. We're just going to close it, and it's just going to be this one. Okay, and I think the one, okay, yeah. I need to change that to visible. Yeah, okay. That looks about right. Maybe. Maybe. Alright. That's all well and good. I may have defined it, but I still need to have it in the virtual DOM. And so, let me see. So we'll put it in the view container, because that's the one that's managing the view. And we'll put it, alert dialog, put it here at the top bar. It's not really a view, well, I mean, it's not one of the, it's not the view, a view, like the others. And we're gonna include it. And we'll put it after the switch. Dialog. And I don't believe I pass any of the properties into it. Yeah, no, it pulls it from the app itself. One other thing. I actually need to make sure that it is connected with the application state. Which happens when I do the export. Really? You gonna do me like that? So that's where it connects to the state. This is where it pulls in the styles. And this is that. And we get rid of that. And I think that will, well, okay, you know what? Let's see if it even comes up at all first. Because in theory, you're still not going to see it because there's no error. Let's see if it even comes up at all. The view, just the view, the application, and make sure navigation still kind of works. All right, looking good, looking good. Navigation's still fine, but no doubt you're thinking, okay, so how do we know you really did anything? That's a very good question. So we know that in the contact form component, I thought I did it here. Oh no, I called, yeah, the contact form component. When I hit submit, let me find that function. All right, it invokes AWS Access, which is this bad boy right here. Is it this bad boy right here? Yeah. And that guy basically starts that, the performance access, and then if it works, return a success. Otherwise, they'll do the error. So, you know what we're going to do? Instead of making this call, we're going to start it, and then we're just going to dispatch the error. The error message. We don't need that. So we're going to call it test error message. Massage. I wouldn't mind a massage. A massage would be nice. Conversely, the other way I could test this is to go turn off the API gateway. It would eventually get a timeout. Yeah, we'll see. You know what? I probably should have checked to see if I found any console errors to begin with. You know, one other thing I can do. Emily form. Oh, all these things I'm thinking about. Email. Form field validation is a field in and of itself. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Clearly the format is ugly. Wait, display error. It didn't display the right error message. It should have displayed, let me see, show error, overview, error message. Actions, show error, message errors, reducer, at show error, message errors, message, oh, durr. Your boy Freelancer Joe, he ain't so smart sometimes. He's a simple man. Stop props, stop message. Now, if you notice in the, I closed it. Yeah, if you notice in here, I could actually create. This is supposed to be an array of error messages. Very helpful for kind of like a stack trace kind of deal. Let's see if that works. Get the refresh. Go to the hire me. Hire me. Hire me. Failed to access AWS. Errors. Yep. There we go. And it goes away. Even if well, whatever. So let me see, where does that leave me? Well, a real test would, again, require me to turn off the API gateway and then turn it back on, make sure it goes through. And I definitely want to clean up the style of it and make it look better. But that would really be about it as far as errors go. So I still have full form valid, and one other thing actually, since I'm going to do an error form, we need to notify the user that it actually succeeded too. So I'm going to want to add in a snack bar, or is it a toast? Oh, we'll call it a snack bar. And I don't know if I'm going to get around to doing the rest of the style tonight. Maybe, maybe not. But it's about time to be wrapping this up anyway. So, you know, maybe I will, maybe I won't. Either way, you can see me get creative tomorrow or just dig into more of this tomorrow. If you choose to join me tomorrow, which I really do hope that you choose to join me tomorrow. And if you don't, I hope that you eventually come back and watch me again or join me again. Or you can always watch the episodes again. You don't have to watch immediately. Rambling. My apologies. So yes, I will wrap this up now. Thanks for joining me. Cool kid spiel about liking and subscribing. Yeah, like and subscribe and comment and suggest should you be so inclined. And in the meantime, take care, and until next time, God bless.